Hello, everybody. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And on tonight's show, I'm pleased to have a Wolcott Eagle, a senior guard, Terrance Stevens, who's averaging 27 points per game and by far leads the NVL, which is a very high accomplishment this early in the season to be able to do that. Terrance, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem. Be fun.
Before we get into your time this season, with it being your senior year, with Wolcott, I just want to talk about a little bit about yourself. Talk to me about now. I know you play multiple sports, and the game of basketball was something that attracted you maybe a little bit more. But just talk to me about growing up playing sports.
Playing sports growing up, it was just a fun thing to do. It's
Mhm,
just I never really took it so seriously until like around middle school.
mhm.
And things start to pick up every year and get more serious, more practices. Other sports start to die more because their practices didn't really like it. So basketball was the one I found most interested and loved the most.
What was it about the game of basketball, with you being so young, that attracted you to the game? It had to be something.
I think it's just father playing in it. He loved the sport the most. Every time in the house there's a basketball game on or they're playing 2K, older cousins, and it's always basketball around me.
Was there a particular player growing up that either playing 2K or watching on the NBA level or the college level that you liked to be able to watch?
Kyrie Irving.
I
Yeah.
what's funny that you say that, and watching some of the videos that were posted on Instagram of you playing,
Yeah.
uh, I kind of see a little bit of Kyrie, but I want to ask you,
Uh,
why is Kyrie your favorite? I kind of have an idea why, but I want to hear from you. Why is
just
that?
he had so much like of his ball handling. Like he practiced it like constantly. Like
Mhm,
everything's involved in his footwork, his movement, his body,
mhm.
and it's just all puts it together in one.
I do have to say though, you do know that the world is round, right?
Oh, nah, I'm with Kyrie on the flat part.
You're
No,
you're with them on the flat part?
no, I'm kidding.
Too funny. Too Hey, if you are, you know what? Hey, do what you want. Everybody, it's a free country. You can do what you want. But that's funny though. We go back to the Kyrie Irving and the ball handling skills. When he is on, and he's healthy,
Mm,
he's a scorer. And he can play a little bit of defense, but he's a legit scorer.
yeah.
Um, when you were growing up, were you taking some of his moves? Were you watching how he did certain things and try to implement that into your toolbox?
Like start around like seventh grade,
Mhm.
seeing him as a ball handler. I'll look up drills and like ball handling drills, and I'll always do them. Like quick little 5 minute ball handling drills, I'll do all the time. I
Mhm.
was the most.
Was another aspect of Kyrie Irving, because, not to insult you, but you're not the tallest player. You're, I think, under 6 foot, which is not a bad thing. Kyrie
Yeah,
Irving's doing pretty well for being what, 6 foot, maybe he's a little bit taller, something like
yeah.
that. Um, is that something too that kind of uh I don't want to say motivates, but kind of is, almost in the sense of, well, if he can do that with his size, I mean, he's not a big dude either. So
Mhm.
basically, why can't I do that? Because he's proving that he can do it.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Whatever he could do in the NBA, it's like I could most likely do in the NBL. It's like
Mhm.
fine.
And you've done that. I mean, you're leading the NVL through 4+ games. Some teams have played five, as
Yeah.
far as points per game, 27. Now when you entered Wolcott, okay. Now with you being a senior, your freshman year was the COVID season, correct? As far as the shortened season,
That was my sophomore year.
that was your sophomore year. Okay. So sophomore year, then I remember in talking with one of your coaches, he mentioned how you were the 6'7" man coming off the bench. Um, Talk to me about being at that level, that department. How was that for you early on?
I mean, before I was really like I wasn't so confident in my game. Like I always like practice, but like I went out there, I wasn't really confident. So that's why I would be like sixth or seventh man.
Mhm.
I, I was really shy. So and I'll say not scared, but just I was don't really have confidence. But now, like seeing my confidence grew a lot that I practice a lot more. Like the more you practice, you're obviously gonna grow more confidence and be more consistent. And yeah,
At what point was it where the light just switched? And you mentioned the confidence part because I feel like if you can ball, you can ball. It's not
yeah,
like I'm sure there were moments where you produced, but like you said, you didn't have the confidence. It's not that you didn't have the drive, but you didn't have the confidence, like, you know what, I could do this. Like
yeah,
Kyrie. Kyrie believes he could wake up and drop 50, which he
yeah.
probably could. Um, for you, when did the light turn on that, you know what? I can ball. I can do this. When was that for you?
First game, senior year, I just gotta go. Like I got a ball and show out.
Really?
Yeah.
So it wasn't so what I'm trying to say is your junior year, was there anything in between that, between the end of your sophomore year and then heading into this year? Was the junior year another part two or no?
Junior year, my confidence did grow a little bit, but like junior year, I was always scared to like make mistakes. That was my problem junior year. I don't make mistakes and I don't want to like be
Mhm,
okay with that. But now it's like it's okay to make mistakes, not necessarily, but like it's like
mhm.
not such a bad thing.
Was there a particular player or coach from your sophomore year till now that has made a huge impression on you as far as your development on the court and off the court?
Yes, our new coach that we just got this year, Anthony's I don't know how to say his last name. Anthony, he helped me a lot during the season and like improved my game. And like besides the basketball part, we're like puts us in a weight room and have us work a lot.
Mhm.
Always.
What in particular has he done for you? I know you mentioned the weight room and the training and such, and
Mm.
I'm sure he saw early on that the kind of player that he had with you. What were those conversations like early on with your new head coach?
He gave me confidence, saying I have to go. I have to be a leader of my team and make sure and look out for my teammates at all time. Make sure the team's good. Put the team first, and yeah, that was pretty much it. It
Now
was-
heading into this year, I know there's a lot as far as expectations. I know new coach, new players coming in and now, obviously returning players. Um, what was the conversation? I mean, did they say like you're going to be the guy that has the green light, like you're going to get the basketball? What was that like? What was the conversations like?
I was just saying, basically, from my junior year, seeing how I was kind of like shaky and nervous to shoot the ball sometimes, just like you could telling me I could do it. Like it's okay if I miss. Like it's not a problem. Like people miss shots, and
Mhm.
then or but people have turnovers. It's a okay thing.
And you mentioned the first game that you had against Brookfield. That was
Yeah,
the game that kind of was it sounds like to me, and you could correct me if I'm wrong here, but that was like the jumping off point. That kind of gave you that boost, like, you know what, everything I did is justified in that game. What says you?
yeah,
Now, you mentioned you and I were talking about kind of the game that you felt like you were on, the top of your game. You mentioned the career game because of the points. Did it also help that you play with or against a lot of those kids from the Waterbury area during the summer and such? So there's that extra, not motivation, but kind of like, you know, you guys
yeah.
like, I'm better than you, you're better than me. Let's duke it out basketball wise on the court. Was it that too?
Yeah, I definitely had to show out. A couple of those people on the career team were my teammates in the summer at AAU. So of course I had to, and plus my AAU coach was there too, watching us play against each other, and it was nice seeing him. Yeah.
At what point during that game did you know that you were on a hot streak, that you were fuego? At what point did you realize that?
Um, Coming in the third quarter, we were up 2 points, but then we went down like five. And after that, I was like, I can't let my team go down. And I think, like 9 straight points in a row. And after that, just had 25 in the second half and went off.
Now I know looking at as far as the overall season right now, you guys are 1-3, or in like the third tier of the NVL, but the season's still young. It's
Yeah.
not how you start, but how you finish. And I feel like if Wolka is going to turn the corner, it's going to start this week because you've got, unless, let me look at it again. You've got Holy Cross on Tuesday and Sonia Friday to as far as this week. And then next week, you have Oxford. So you got three tough games coming up. And particularly two teams in Holy Cross and Ansonia who are in the top. I know Holy Cross is tied for one with Wilby in the NVL. Ansonia, I think, is fourth or fifth. But
Mhm.
what's your thoughts as far as like this could determine early on where you guys stand in the NVL? What says you?
We're gonna compete. We're a competing team this year. We always have been.
Hmm.
It's just this year we're working extra hard to be that team and
Have
don't
you
let.
also? Oh no, I apologize. What were you saying?
I was gonna say we can't like have other people sleep on us. Like we're gonna make our name known.
Have you also kind of thought in the back of your mind because Holy Cross, you're the point guard, you could be guarding Elijah Parker? Have you
Yeah.
given that any thought as well?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I know who Elijah Parker is. We talked before. We talk about it. Trash talk. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
Is it funny trash talk? Is it good trash talk? Is it
it's
cordial?
competitive. Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like going, games like that really can bring out the best or the worst in players. And
Yeah.
I feel like a game like that for you, again, to go back to your confidence, regardless, and I know winning games are great, but just looking at you specifically, if you
Hmm.
ball out and you show up and you do everything possible for the team, and you do that against, because Parker's probably going to be on you, because typically
Yeah.
Parker's on the best players more often than not, depending on the situation. But I feel like that's a matchup that could really give you more confidence. What says you?
Yeah, for sure. Like in my opinion, I say he's like the best defender in the league. So if I could do really well on him, who
Mm.
else is about me?
It's funny that you say that too, because he's only a sophomore and he's
Yeah.
potentially the best defender in many other things too. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Now, Terrence, I appreciate you coming on. Before I let you go, hopefully I have an opportunity to be able to broadcast a Wilkie game this season or see you guys at least once.
Yeah.
But for people who will be going to Wilkie games or be watching a broadcast when you play against the Waterbury schools, and those games are broadcasted on YouTube, um, what could people expect before we get to yourself? What can they expect from the Wolcott Eagles?
And win. And I expect us to win the game.
And how about yourself?
To play my hardest. That's the most effort I can on the court.
And a ball out?
Yep.
Now I have to ask too, because you go to Wolcott. Have you ever heard somebody call Wolcott Wolcott?
Yes, all the time. Every time.
And do you ever make the correction? Do you ever?
I got so used to I don't say it. I don't say it no more.
I've had people tell me that, and I'm not even from Wolcott. I had family members who used to live in Wolcott. I don't know where Wolcott comes from. It's Wolcott, right?
Yes, we'll get. Yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know why people say Wolcott. You know
Yeah, I
what I
don't know.
mean? But Terrence, I appreciate you coming on. A lot of fun being able to talk with you. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to broadcast a Wolcott game, not Wolcott, a Wolcott game sometime in the near future.
Yeah, for sure.
But enjoy the rest of your night and keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep that confidence high, and hopefully, the Holy Cross Wolcott game will be a game that you will remember for the future.
For sure.
Now, wrap things up on the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. And remember, CT stands for Connecticut Talent. I'm Andre Find them all. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and be well.